Shelbie, this one's loaded.
Insects, polying the crawl space insulation, sheeting, and one tiny anchor battery pack we are about to put to the test on the Hilti.
Well, insulation's all done, so I'm gonna get ready for poly, do a quick touch up and get all these corners. You can see some of these corners I missed a little like that. Just moving this plywood a little closer, so I don't have to tack it so far. A little bit closer. Just like that. Get you down now because it's unsafe, okay?
Alright.
Push hard with your foot. Tilt the shovel back towards you. There you go.
Playing on the deck.
Shelbie, this one's loaded.
Look it.
Wow, Azealia, look how many
There's
potatoes
more.
are in there.
Look at that.
What'd you do to it?
Holy.
Come here, Ender.
That's a butterfly, honey, not a moth.
I think it's a moth. I don't think that's a butterfly. Help us out. What the heck is this thing?
Small?
Don't touch it, okay? I think it's a horned, with a butt on it. It's kind of, I think it's a horned moth.
That thing's huge.
It can crawl!
You see it?
Another day after work, and I'm currently working on getting the poly done tonight. So I did get started. In order to rip this poly, you need one person pulling tension on one side, and you cut a slit at the seam, and you should be able to just pull it, and it should open right up. I'm gonna finish that up, and that'll probably be all I can do after work today. Hoping to have the poly done and hopefully get the rest of the sheathing done. I left a little bit of the floor open to let light in so I didn't have to use lights, because once this is sheeted, it's gonna be pitch black in there. It's looking good, feels nice and solid. Stairs into the crawl space. But yeah, so I got this side done. I'll explain kind of how poly gets put on. It's really simple. The main thing is just to avoid any rips or tears and just keep everything as nice straight as possible. Anybody doing vapor barrier, I recommend 3/8 T50 staples. They seem to be the best. I have the best experience with them. And then a hammer tacker. I have a Stanley, any brand relatively works. Just something that you can just bang, bang, and quick, easy loading. You just pop this off and it's all spring. Lift that up, and then your staples just slide in. And you can put 2 at a time when it's completely empty, so it lasts quite a bit of time. And you just slide this back in, and it goes in like a little clip here, and that's it. And then you're good to go. And you basically just follow a nice straight edge, just tack it on, and you just keep doing that all the way until your poly's pretty much all laid out. And then there's the last bit here. What I like to do is go from where you stapled it and push down, and just follow yourself down. And that keeps everything nice and straight. Another thing you got to worry about when you're doing this poly is don't staple the top or the bottom. You want to leave it so that it can flip down so that you can put your acoustic sealant up top, and then you push it against the acoustic sealant, and that creates an actual vapor barrier is essentially what it is. I'm not sure the exact terminology of all this. I'm just going with what I know, but yeah, so I stopped stapling here so I can pull it down and I can put my acoustic sealant at the top, and that'll make sure it's a complete seal. And then you don't staple all the way to the bottom, then you put your sealant along here. and then you push down and that'll be a nice seal. These make an L and they go in here and you staple and then Hilti and or lag bolt into the concrete, and there she be. Anyways, I'm gonna finish up this last little bit. Here we go. All done. Time for some acoustic sealant. It is starting to get pretty late. I'm not going to be able to get the sheathing done. As you guys may know, I do work a full-time job right now. So I only get roughly about 3 hours in the afternoon of usable light now that it's starting to get dark out. The beginning I was getting closer to 4 or 5. I would just get too tired after that. But prime summer, of course, it's land of the midnight sun. But we're starting to get to that transition where the sun's starting to go down. So anyways, I'm gonna probably just get the acoustic sealant done here and then call it a day. I'm getting pretty tired. Definitely starting to feel a bit of burnout. So the product that I'm using is mono acoustic sealant. It's a vapor and sound barrier. It's pretty simple. You need a large caulking gun to meet the tube size, X-Acto knife, and you just cut top off here. And then I like to make a little flat cut. And then you just take a nail or stick or something, and you poke through the bottom seal, put it in the gun. You start with the piece closest to the wood. And you just run the bead. Go all the way along. Once that's done, you just simply press it on. And then the same thing for the bottom here. A little more generous on the bottom because you're fighting concrete, but just like that. I like to fold a nice 45 there. The corner here, same thing, just in reverse. Didn't quite get to the edge here, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Go to your seam corner, so here, just chase it along the edge. There. That is a sealed vapor barrier. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello guys. Today I'm going to focus on getting the L boxes built, the bottom edge of all the crawl space walls. And basically what it's going to be is we take 2 PWF, because anything underground has to be PWF. You make an L box, and you don't need to go crazy. Of course, the nails that you use have to be galvanized as well. They're a treated type of nail that prevents rust and corrosion. Build the L box like this. And once that's done, we bring it over to the wall. We place it along the edge like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes into the concrete and to this wood and bolt it down to the concrete. That way any pressure from the dirt on the opposite side, whether it pushes on the plate or the studs, is held back with this. We don't have to worry about it, these walls kicking in or caving in. So I'm going to do that all around the exterior, and then I'll come in with a Hilti drill and drill in probably every like 6 or 8 feet. 16 footer, that'll be more than enough to hold it back. And yeah, then we're safe.
Graceful.
So I got a Hilti drill that I'm going to be using to drill the holes for the L boxes that I just showed you guys. I didn't realize it was corded, but recently me and Shelbie invested in a large Anchor solar system. We were actually thankful enough to be getting a free gift that came with the system, which was a 500 watt Anchor inverter generator, I guess, that you can charge with solar. So we're going to open this thing up and see if it'll run the Hilti. Well, that's convenient. It's got a light. That might be very helpful. 79%. So the light, it shows how much wattage you're using. So this light is 4 watts. Hey, it does work. So basically what we're going to do is drill our first hole. I'm going to turn this on hammer. one drill used 10% of the power, so that's quite a bit of power usage. That means I'm only going to be able to do 6 more of these. I'm going to get a regular drill and just drill through the wood to save a bit of power. I do have a battery operated version of that. And then I'll show you guys basically what we're going to do with that hole. So you take this bolt, it's a wedge bolt. So basically you hammer it in, and then when you suck this bolt up, this part wedges into the side of the concrete and kind of flowers out, and then it stops it from coming up, and you can tighten it down. You just shove this in the hole here, and you give it a hammer. There. Then we just tighten these, and then that'll stop the walls from caving in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.